Hey, hi everyone. I hope all of you are doing great. So in this video, we are going to learn about setting up Redis high availability and Sentinel on Dockers. So these are the steps which we are going to follow. So first of all, we are going to create a Docker network. Okay, so this is the command to create a Docker network. The network name is going to be called redisnet, and this network is going to be used for interconnecting all the subsequent Redis Dockers which we are going to create. So once we have the network ready, then we are going to first of all create a Docker container which is going to be running a Redis master node. So here you can see this is the command which is called docker run -- name redis master, and there is some port mapping available. And then here you can see we are using the network which we created in previous command. So network name is called redisnet, and we want to run Redis in detached mode, and then we are passing this command to Redis server. So what append only going to do is basically whatever command which is going to be passed to Redis, it is going to be storing those information. So here is a quick explanation. You can pause the screen here if you want to read it. Read everything. Once you understand and you are comfortable, then you can move on. So once we, let's say, create the master node, then we are going to create two replica nodes. So here you can see this is the command for creating first replica node, and here you can see until here statement is same like the above command, and then in the end we are just adding one more parameter which is called slave of. So we are telling that this Docker container which I am creating, it is going to run Redis service, and then Redis service which is going to be created, and that service is basically going to be replica of Redis master. And here you can see Redis master is again a container which is already created previously. Okay, so this is the name of the container which is Redis master. So we are going to use this container name here when we are creating replicas. So that is why it is important that you create master first before creating replicas. Okay. And one more thing, here you can see port mapping. So I hope you have already understood about port mapping by reading here in the Docker command explanation. However, I'm going to explain these things in detail when I'm creating tutorial about Docker. So I think let's begin. We are going to perform these steps until here, then I'm going to explain you further steps. So first of all, I'm using Solar Putty to connect to the server. So this is the server which I have. The IP for that is 192.168.43.19. So let me just connect to this server. Guys, again, if you want to practice it, you can do it as well. Just create a server. So here you can see I have installed CentOS basically on VirtualBox, and then I can practice all of these. I know it will not be possible for everyone to have 3 node servers or 6 node servers to practice all of these things. So it's better you have VirtualBox installed, you create a server, and then you install Docker on that, and then you can create as many containers as you want. So here you can see we are now logged into the server. So I'm going to run docker container ls command. Here you can see right now we do not have any container, and then we are going to start creating containers one by one. Okay, now let's also do docker network ls, so I can show you what is the existing network. So here you can see we have 3 networks available. One is called bridge, other is called host, third one is called none. So we are going to create a new network name which is going to be called redis-net. So let me create it. I'm going to run it here, hit enter, and here you can see it has given some ID, which means basically docker network has been created. So I'm going to do docker network ls again, and here you can see in the output we have a docker network called redisnet. Now whatever docker container which I'm creating, I'm going to provide this network name. So let's move on and start creating our first node, which is going to be a master node. So here I'm going to go to the server again, hit enter, and here you can see it has created Redis master node. Now I'm going to create replica nodes. So I'm just going to copy the command, and guys, don't worry, I'm going to give you this command in a document. So I'm going to put it in a document and going to give you the link, so you can also just copy paste it. So here you can see I'm just going to create another replica. Okay, so now we can do docker container ls, and here you can see 3 containers has been created, and these are the names of all the containers. So first container is called Redis master. Then we have 2 replicas. One is called Redis replica 1, other one is called Redis replica 2. Okay, so until now we have performed the steps. Now in order to set up Sentinel, we also need to know the IP address of Redis master. Okay, so here is this command. This command is going to give us IP address of all the docker containers. So if I run it, here you can see IP address for Redis master is 172.18.0.2, and that is great. So we are going to now create Redis Sentinel. Okay, so now in order to start running Sentinel containers, we also need to have Sentinel configuration file available, because Sentinel configuration file is going to be read by Sentinel. So I'm going to create this Sentinel configuration file, and notice one thing here. We are going to create 3 files, okay, for 3 Sentinels. So we are going to have 3 Sentinels, and this is the directory where I am going to keep all the Sentinel configuration files. So here you can see I have a directory called /apps/redis/sentinel/sentinel1, and in this file I'm going to keep a configuration for first Sentinel, okay, and then here I'm going to keep configuration for second Sentinel, and here I'm going to keep configuration for third Sentinel. So again, you can make any other directory structure which you want, and you can replace it with the proper name. And inside this, all of these I'm creating sentinel.conf file. Okay, now here if you see this IP address, we need to replace it with the IP address of the master node. So I'm just going to go here, and this is the IP address of the Redis master node. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to replace it. So let me change it. Okay, so I've changed it. So basically what this command is doing is it is going to put this line, okay, this piece of information going to be get returned to this file which is going to be in this directory. However, if you want to create this manually, you can go and create a file called sentinel.conf, and then you can write this information: Sentinel monitor my master IP address space port number space 2 is the quorum. Okay, so I have already discussed this and explained this in detail in the previous videos, so that's why I'm not going into detail in this lesson. Okay, so I'm just going to copy it and going to run it one by one. So here you can see first command is executed. Let's go on, copy the second one and going to paste it here. It's executed. Going to go to third one, copy it, and then we are going to go to the server, paste it. Now all the configuration files have been created. Now we can go on and start creating our Sentinel containers. Now again, for Sentinel containers, here is the explanation of the command which we are running. So please pause it here, understand each of the items which we are going to run, so it is going to give you better clarity. Okay, you can pause the video here, and once you watch it or once you understand it, you can move on. So now here you can see I'm just going to copy first line item, and then going to go to the server, run it. Here you can see container is created. Going to copy second line item, going to go to the server, run it again, and let me clear the screen. Now going to run third item. Okay, now clear the screen again. So now we have created we have created 6 containers. Okay, so we can go on and do, let me go on and do docker, oh come on, docker container ls. Here you can see we have 6 containers now. Okay, and if you want to see IP addresses of all these containers, you can again go on and run this command. So here, let me go here and run it. Here you can see we have 6 containers, and these are the container names and IP addresses. Now let's go on and create, and basically now we have everything ready, so we can start seeing the logs of Sentinel just to understand what is going on. So let me clear the screen again, and we can run this command. I have put this command to see the logs continuously, so you can copy it and run it here. So I'm just gonna paste it. Okay, seems like something went wrong while pasting it. So let me write this here. Docker container logs -follow, and here you can give the name of the container for which you want to see the logs. So I want to see logs of Redis Sentinel _1. Oh sorry, here's a mistake. We need to write follow. Okay, so here you can see this is showing you the logs of first Sentinel. So here again you can see there are various statements. There are some statements starting with +monitor, +slave, and so on. If you want to understand this in detail, you can go to the documentation, and I have given the link of the documentation as well. You can go to this URL, and it is basically explaining each of the things in detail. So here you can see what is the meaning of plus S down. So S down means the specified instance is now subjectively down state, and so on. If you see plus monitor and any other status, basically here is the explanation for all that. But in short, let's go to the server and try to understand. So now what it has done is, here you can see it knows that it is able to basically pick up master configuration, and it knows that this is a master server, and the IP for the master server is 178.18.0.2. And then it also knows about the slave servers. Here you can see it is having entry of a slave server, and slave server ending with 0.3 and 0.4. okay, so this is about 2 slave servers. Now let me open one more console where we can go and log into Redis CLI and go and see some other information as well. So while it is opening, let it open, or probably let me open one more console. Okay, so now we have 3 console. Let me open one more console. So what we will do is, let me run Redis Sentinel logs for all the 3 servers. This is for first one, so let me do for other one as well. Docker logs -- follow Redis Sentinel _2. okay, and for third Sentinel as well, let's run the same command. So it is going to be called docker logs -- follow Redis Sentinel _3. okay, so here you can see what is actually going on in all the Sentinel instances. Now let's do one thing. We are going to I'm going to connect to Redis master node, and as you can see for Redis master node, we can just run Redis -CLI, and we can do keys *. Now you can see currently we do not have anything written here. So let me do set name and my name. So here you can see it is saying okay. It means this information has been written. Now I'm exiting from here. Now I'm connecting to Redis. Now I'm going to connect to replica nodes. Okay, and let me just quickly run this command again, so we get the IP addresses of all the containers. So here for IP address of Redis replica node is 172.18.0.3. so I'm going to do Redis -CLI, and we want to connect to replica node. So I'm going to put -h for host parameter, and then we can give the IP address of the node to which we want to connect. So here you can see we are now connected to one of the replica node, and then we are going to do keys *, and here you can see we wrote this information in master. Now it has been replicated to a replica node, and we can do get name. You can see the information here. Now if we try to write here, for example, let me try to write age. You can see here we are getting the error that this is a read-only replica. Okay, so it means it is a clear indication that this is a replica node, and it will not allow you to write it. So this is the information about setting up. So basically we have set up a Redis Sentinel high availability. Now I'm going to go to Python program, and let me go to the Python program. We will try to connect to Redis Sentinel using Python program, and then we will see how things work. Okay, because the objective is to basically we need to be able to use Redis Sentinel using our program, right, or using our application. So here you can see I'm having a program already available here. I'll give you this program as well, so you don't need to copy paste anything. Now here one thing you need to understand, we have Sentinels running. Okay, and since now I'm accessing this Docker container from outside this server. Okay, so in order to access this from outside the server, I'm going to use you can call it as public IP address. So I'm going to use this IP address. Okay, this is just for your understanding. So here you can see this IP address and this port is basically for Sentinel 1, and now the IP address is same, however port is different. Okay, port is 26380. This is for Sentinel number 2, and port number 26381 is for Sentinel number 3. So I'm going to go back to this documentation again, and here you can see, if you remember, these are the commands which we executed to run Sentinel 1, 2 and 3. So here you can see in the port mapping, for first Sentinel we have given 26379, for second Sentinel we have given 26380, and for third Sentinel we have given 26381. So this is the same port information which I am giving here in the Python program as well. However, this public IP is going to be same because eventually I have created all these Docker nodes on a single server. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to connect to the host server on which we have created the Docker containers, and then I'm asking this host server to connect me on this port. Okay, so this port is basically is responsible for, you can say, Sentinel 1. Okay, now we are going to run it, and here you can see we have got some error. Okay, so I know the error is coming here because you can see here I have done some mapping stuff here. I'm just going to replace it because I know the IP addresses of master and replica is starting from 178.18. okay, previously while testing it was a different IP, so I had created this program. Okay, so here you can see now we know that IP address 172.18.0.2 is for which container? It is for master container, right? We can go to this, we can go here, and here you can see this IP address is of master container. Now if you want to access master container from outside of this host machine, in that case we have to reach using the public IP address which is going to be 192.168.43.19 in this case, right? Here you can see even for Sentinel also my IP address is same. However, only the port information is changing. So basically I'm asking Sentinel that if you get reply like this, if you get this IP address, so map it to port 6379. If you get this IP address, map it to 6380. If you get this output, map it to 6381. I think you'll be able to understand it little better once you practice this by installing Docker containers on a by installing Redis on a Docker container. So I'm going to run it again, and this time you can see we have not got any error, everything has executed properly. Now I'm going to run master connection.ping. This also gave us a reply of true, it means this is executed properly. Now here I'm going to update a key which is called age, and then I'm going to just put some number here, and here you can see we have got a response of true, which means this information has been written. Now we are going to write age again to get this information back from Redis. Here you can see we have got the information back. Now we do want to verify it from CLI as well, so I'm just going to write Redis connect to Redis using CLI, and then write keys star. Here you can see we have age information here, right? Now you can do get age, and here you can see that we have got the same information here, which means using Python program as well we are able to connect to Docker containers using Sentinel as the entry point. So basically in this program what is happening is, let me quickly summarize, because now we are using Sentinel, right, to monitor Redis and to monitor whether the high availability or stuff like that. Okay, so whenever we are going to interact with Redis, we are not sure of which node is going to be the Redis master right now, because if let's say the primary Redis master crashes, Redis Sentinel is going to change, going to promote any other available slave to master. Okay, so first level you are always going to connect to Redis Sentinel, and then with the help of Sentinel you are going to get the information of recent master by running something like this, and then using that information you are going to connect to Redis. Okay, so this is how it works. Now let me do one thing. Let's perform some failover. So what I will do is, this is I'm going to stop Redis master. Okay, so I'm going to write docker container stop Redis master. So here you can see Redis master is stopped. Now here in the Sentinel we are going to see some entries which is going to tell us that it is basically it is able to detect that current master is down, and then it is going to promote any of the available slave to master. So we are waiting for that event to appear here. Again, it does take some time. You can put those information about how long it needs to wait and stuff like that in the Redis configuration file, but usually it takes like 10 seconds or so. So here you can see it has already detected that master has gone down, okay, and then it is saying promoting slave to master. So here you can see promoting slave is this, and it is promoting it to master. So same information you will be able to see here as well, okay. So now our new master is this one. So switch master has happened. Here you can see previous master was ending with 0.2 IP address. Now that on that IP address we have stopped Redis services. So now new master is 172.18.0.3. Okay, here you can see we had IP addresses of everything. So this one Redis Replica 1, which had IP address of 172.18.0.3, this has now become new master. And if we want to connect here, we can do redis -cli. We can do 172.18.0.3, and connection is refused because we have not wrote -h. Now you can do key star. Here you can see we are able to connect. Now let's put let me write something by writing gender, maybe gender information. And here you can see now this replica is allowing us to write information because this is no longer a replica. This has become a master. Now let's go back to our Python program, and here you will notice I don't really need to change anything in the Python program. I'm just going to run it, and here you can see it now already giving me information about the new master, new available master, which is 172.18.0.3, and I can ping it, yes, and we can write some other information like favorite movie, and let's put some movie name here. You can see we are getting true, and then we can read this information, and here you can see we are getting the output. Now I'm going to go to Redis CLI, going to do keys star again. Here you can see favorite movie is appearing here, okay. So it means now failover is working properly. Now let's do one thing. We are going to bring back Redis master. So I'm gonna do Redis container start Redis master. Now guys, notice one thing. This, even though this node we have named it as Redis master, however now a replica node has become a Redis master. So now when this node comes up, this node is no longer going to be a master. This is going to become a replica node for a new master, which is this one, right, which is ending with 0.3. So I'm just going to hit enter, and this container has started. Now let's see what is coming here. Here you can see an entry of -s down. So what is the meaning of -s down? So let's go here. You can read here. -s down means the specified instance is no longer in down state. Okay, so let's go here, and it is telling you that this slave, which was basically previously master and now has become slave, this is now no longer in down state. Okay, so this has come up, and now it is a replica of this master, new master, which is basically our new master. Okay, so here you can see we have performed failover, and then we have performed restoration as well. Now everything will continue to work as it is. You can connect to any of the node using Redis -cli. Again, I think I don't want to go and keep on explaining the same thing, but yeah, I think you understood the point. So if you have any question, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to assist you. Thank you so much for watching.